January 2026. Good time for us to prune some of the blueberries, or as James calls them, blues. Some of these skeins are quite old. You can see the bark on them. These were planted years ago before we had the place. And they're really too close. They were pruned the first time in early 2025. So we do have newer canes. The reddish ones might be primal canes, which are the first year, or ones that are 2 or 3 years older. We did not have as many berries last year as we did the first year, but we also didn't have hardly any prima canes. So this is what they look like. Hopefully we'll have a good harvest for this year. As you can see, these are really old canes. They say about 5 years as long as you want a cane. So these are probably way older than that.
What happened?
As you can see here, the previous owner loved this little green wire stuff. I've seen it all over the property. And there's even some there. Yeah, you can see here, it's grown in to the bush. All right, well, this will be the final cut. This guy. Okay. You see here, a bunch of holes drilled into a stump of a tree. In summer of 2024, I looked over this blueberry bush and I said, there's a different kind of tree growing in there, and it was a black cherry tree. And I didn't want to use any poison. I cut it and it kept on growing back. And didn't, like I said, didn't want to use any poison to jeopardize the blueberry bush. And my neighbor, Mr. Bud, turned 90 last year in 2025, suggested I drill holes and then put in salt. And man, it worked. It took me about 3 or 4 times to do it because, you know, the salt will wash away, but it worked. So if you have a situation like that where, you know, you got these 2 trees or bushes growing together and you want one out, I suggest doing that. Oh no, stay on. There's my next trees I'm going to tackle. One of the ugliest orchard in the state of Missouri. Their tree's going to stay. Bonfire pile is getting bigger every day. Yep, we have some ugly trees. That's a Bradford pear that just won't die. That's an apple tree that somehow it's living. These are all peach trees for disease. Yeah, they're gone. Here are 2 cherry trees. One did okay. That one right there isn't growing much. That was almost doubled in length, but or height.